The timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Stoic lessons for modern life. In a world consumed by chaos, where distractions abound and emotional turbulence seems ever present, many of us yearn for something deeper, for guidance toward clarity, resilience, and peace. Philosophers across the ages have tried to soothe this very yearning, but few offer lessons as practical and timeless as Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who lived nearly 2,000 years ago. His reflections, documented in Meditations, remain a beacon of light for those navigating the complexities of human life. Today, we'll dive into Marcus's Stoic philosophy. Together, we'll explore his insights, their relevance to modern challenges, and how we can embody his principles to live more thoughtful, purposeful lives. Whether you are familiar with Stoicism or are simply curious about its wisdom, this journey will offer valuable tools for inner growth. Let us begin by understanding the foundation. Stoicism is a school of philosophy that originated in ancient Greece, spearheaded by thinkers like Zeno of Citium, Epictetus, and later, Marcus Aurelius. Rooted in reason and virtue, Stoicism asks one fundamental question: how can we live well in an unpredictable and often uncontrollable world? The core idea is simple, yet profound. Focus entirely on what is within your control, and accept what is outside it. According to Stoics, our emotions, reactions, and decisions lie firmly within our domain, while external events, be it fortune, weather, or the judgment of others, lie beyond us. The key to a content life is to align our will with nature's order and exercise virtue in every thought and action. For the Stoics, this harmony is the ultimate path to tranquility. How can this philosophy serve us today? To answer that, let's turn our attention to Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king who embodied these ideals in his extraordinary life. Marcus Aurelius Antoninus may have had one of history's most paradoxical lives. Despite being the emperor of Rome, one of the most powerful positions imaginable, historical records reveal a man grappling with challenges that many of us would find relatable. He faced wars, plagues, betrayals, and deep personal loss. Yet what distinguished him was his way of responding to these trials, through Stoic thought and introspection. Meditations, his private journal, was never intended for public consumption. It is a collection of personal reflections, notes to himself on how to navigate hardship and stay virtuous. It speaks not of grandeur, but humility. Marcus reminds us that emperors and common folk alike are susceptible to doubt, failure, and fleeting emotions. His wisdom resonates today precisely because it is human, raw, and most importantly, actionable. So what lessons can we draw from his philosophy? At the heart of Marcus's writings are lessons designed for clarity and resilience. These are not abstract musings, but practical tools for living a good life. First, Marcus teaches us to see adversity as an ally. In Meditations, he writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Life's obstacles, whether large or small, are not insurmountable threats. They are opportunities for growth and transformation. A failure at work, a personal disagreement, or even a global crisis, each can be reframed as a chance to strengthen our character. Another foundational Stoic lesson is self-discipline, or mastering one's emotions and impulses. In moments of frustration, Marcus suggests that we pause and examine our reactions. Why are we angry? Why are we hurt? By questioning our emotions instead of acting on them impulsively, we gain the space to choose better responses. Marcus also emphasizes the importance of letting go of external validation. He reminds us that the opinions of others hold no power except the power we give them. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. In an age governed by social media, where likes and comments often dictate self-worth, this lesson may be among his most prescient. Finally, Marcus often muses on the transient nature of life. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This idea, known as memento mori, reminds us not of death's finality, but of life's urgency. By accepting our fleeting existence, we can focus on living fully, prioritizing what truly matters. Let us now bridge the gap between ancient Stoicism and modern existence by applying these lessons to everyday challenges. The Stoic teachings of Marcus Aurelius offer a treasure trove of wisdom for today's fast-paced and stressful world. Consider, for example, the issue of anxiety and stress, emotions that often plague us. Instead of fighting against these feelings or becoming overwhelmed by them, Stoicism invites us to examine their roots. What are we anxious about? Is this anxiety within our control? Marcus's principle of focusing on what we can control while releasing what we cannot gives us the tools to detach from unnecessary tension. His thoughts on gratitude are equally transformative. It's easy to lose ourselves in dissatisfaction, especially in a culture driven by materialism and comparison. Marcus advises us to reflect on all we already have, saying, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you lack. Rather, reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours." This simple mental shift can turn frustration into contentment, helping us find wealth in what we already own. Another critical application is staying present amidst digital distractions. Bombarded by notifications, deadlines, and an endless stream of information, we often lose touch with the moment. Yet Marcus writes, "Confine yourself to the present." He inspires us to approach each task with full attention, to immerse ourselves in the here and now, free from the whirlwind of worries about the past or future. Modern success is often tied to external rewards, money, fame, public approval. Marcus's teaching reminds us to redefine success. Instead of chasing accolades, consider success as living virtuously, acting with integrity, kindness, and wisdom. In this framework, life's true value lies in character, not in possessions or titles. So how can we bring these Stoic lessons into our daily lives? Marcus Aurelius did not simply reflect on philosophy, he actively practiced it. Here are some exercises inspired by his insights. Start with journaling, just as Marcus did. At the end of each day, spend a few minutes reflecting on your actions, thoughts, and responses. This simple habit will help you identify where you lived in accordance with your values and where you fell short. Over time, you'll gain clarity on how to align more closely with your principles. Another practical exercise is the dichotomy of control. Create two lists, one for things you can control and another for things you cannot. For example, you can control your effort in an exam, but not the outcome. You can control your tone in an argument, but not the other person's reaction. Use this exercise whenever you feel overwhelmed. It's a way to let go of needless worries. Marcus was also a firm believer in starting and ending the day with mindfulness. In the morning, he reminded himself of the challenges ahead, preparing his mind to face them with patience and virtue. At night, he reflected on mortality, reminding himself to live fully. You can adapt these routines to anchor your day with intention. Finally, the practice of negative visualization can help you prepare for life's ups and downs. Consider what it would mean to lose something you value, a job, a possession, or even your health. While this may seem counterintuitive, it fosters gratitude by reminding us of the fragility of life and helps us respond to setbacks with grace. As an emperor, Marcus Aurelius wielded immense authority, yet his leadership was characterized by humility and integrity. The pressures of ruling an empire parallel many of our challenges today, making tough choices, shouldering responsibility, and resolving conflicts with fairness. Marcus teaches us that leadership is not about dominance but service. He believed that every action must benefit the greater good rather than personal gain. This ethical approach is a valuable lesson for modern workplaces. A leader's success is measured not by control, but by the trust, respect, and growth they inspire in others. His writings also emphasize rationality in decision-making. When faced with obstacles, he advises taking a step back, analyzing the situation without emotional bias, and then acting with wisdom. Whether handling workplace dilemmas, family conflicts, or personal crises, this Stoic approach fosters clear, fair, and thoughtful resolutions. Why does the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius endure? Perhaps it's because his philosophy transcends time and culture. It speaks to the universal human condition, the struggle for purpose, the burden of adversity, and the desire for a meaningful life. His teachings remind us that even emperors face uncertainty and hardship, yet through humility, reason, and virtue, we can rise above life's challenges. Ultimately, Marcus Aurelius offers us a choice: to live passively, controlled by emotions and circumstances, or to live actively, guided by principles of resilience, clarity, and purpose. The path of Stoicism, as he illustrates, is not one of detachment from life, but engagement with it in its truest and most virtuous form. May his wisdom inspire you to face the trials of modern life with calm, courage, and a steady heart. Take his words as a call to action, cultivate thoughtful living, and embrace the timeless teachings of Stoicism. For within these ancient lessons lies the key to a life well lived, even in our complex and chaotic times.